stuff. She's just so bad.
Joy, just enjoy. Live and direct. Just enjoy your heart.
Consider this an invitation. Good evening. It is my esteemed pleasure to have such a wonderful model here to kind of reconstruct and create another individual for the illusion of, what shall I say? First Lady of America.
Yes.
We can go from that to the Queen of Nigeria.
Good.
So, but as the other artists did state, I'm just creating a soft look. Right now I'm defining her brows, and I'm using, as you can see, it's a little lighter up under here because it gives the illusion that this is a fresh art. So we go with the lighter concealer because the skin is technically lighter underneath here. So to create that fresh illusion, we go with the lighter concealer, and I'm just going to blend it, as you can tell. But hey, stay tuned and you'll see the finished product. Thank you so much.
So that's exciting. DeMarlo, Al, and Rayshawn here painting myself, Justin, Joy, Joanna, and of course, Tyra Marie. So we'll be back with more. Where in the world is Joy? So talk to me about what you're doing, DeMarlo.
Basically what I'm doing, I'm still highlighting your brows, but I'm making sure that they're symmetrically aligned on each side, the inner brow and outer brow.
So what did you do to create the inner brow, outer brow illusion of aligned eyebrow?
What I did was I took an angle brush, this little brush right here, and I went over into my friend's palette and used this neutral brown, if you will, color. And I started not here, but the majority of the shadow that's in the brush, I went in the middle and took it out. I like to keep a more softer, natural brow towards the inner. So whatever powder that is left in this brush, after having applied it on the end, I then lightly brush it towards the inner brow to give it a soft fade, if you will. And so then after that, after I create the arch, I go in with the concealer, of course, and a flat brush. And if you will, just go underneath here and define it, the arch. Hence this definition here, okay? So as you can see now, I'm glad that you have this, because with her face, there's a difference between this brow and this brow. Here, we have a little bit more arch, and it's a little bit more thin on the end, as opposed to this one. It's a little bit more thicker on the end. So we have to do one of two things. Either we're going to make this one like that one, or two, we're going to change this brow like that brow. It will be much easier to make this brow identical to this one. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to go in again with my concealer. Not too much of it, because you already have enough on your brush. And I'm going to start right here.
Gotta tone it down so it keep it natural.
And if you will, you see what that did to it.
And why use concealer versus any other makeup powder?
First of all, I need concealer. I need a cream-based concealer because I need I need for it to blend into your skin. Powder is really not going to blend, and it's going to get into the powder. Is going to get into the brow. Keep in mind that I didn't fill the brow with a pencil. I did it with shadow. So, in essence, it's powder with powder, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Oh, what I did was I used
What I usually do for blending purposes, I take my finger
I took the brown on top
and go right underneath here,
blend it back out. Okay. So it's still
just
not
for this
like-
highlight, if you will. And it may look a little bold to you now, but it's not going to look like that momentarily because I go back over it with powder, with pressed powder. Okay? So, her brows are set, and now it's time to go in.
So this is just a lesson in eyebrow arching and making sure that your brows are symmetrical. We'll be back with more as he develops and layers my face. We'll give you so many more tips. Back in a moment. Okay, so now we're at the portion of the face where what, DeMarlo?
What we're doing now is highlighting her T-zone, if you will. I went here with the lighter shade powder underneath her eyes, And I got her nose because I'm going to do a little bit of contouring, if you will. I didn't quite go here because I still want to keep her soft and appropriate for the daytime. So I've gotten a lighter powder. I'm just going to make sure. And also, I'm going to tell you why I do this before I apply the shadow. It's simply because when I'm applying shadow, a lot of times your shadow falls onto the cheeks. And so if this right here, this highlighting, if you will, using pressed powder, catch whatever excess, if you will, that falls down, and you can just dust it off. And sometimes it also create a pretty little highlight as well.
So right now you're just doing pressed powder to highlight my T-zone. Is that right?
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So
That's
this is
correct.
what a highlighted T-zone looks like in preparation for T-zone, meaning from your middle of your forehead to the bridge of your nose to just up under your eye. Is that right, Jamarla?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and this is so as he begins to do my shadow, like he said, it'll create almost an illusion if that's what he wants it to become, if the mistake turns out to be on purpose. We'll be back with more. That was just your concealer update.